Back in the studio, though, we're talking to the Ghana Revenue Authority. They're embarking on a massive digitalization drive as part of the transformation agenda to make the authority a world-class revenue administration. The authority is working towards a full end-to-end digital tax process where taxpayers can file and pay their taxes from any part of the world at any time. So let's have a conversation with two of their members. Mr. Wisdom Kofi Hatto is Chief Revenue Officer, and Dominic Nab is Assistant Commissioner, Special Aid to Commissioner General. So two huge gentlemen in the studio to talk to us about what the new policy is. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. And good morning to your viewers.
Good morning.
Great. So can I first of all ask why you are going cashless, and especially at this time?
Yeah, we are going cashless because government as a nation is committed to actually moving to cashless economy. And GRA is a major player in this ecosystem. To this end, GRA also wants to actually embark on serious, reforms. And at the fulcrum of this reform is actually the digitization that we are embarking upon. We want to actually help encourage ease of doing business in Ghana. And ease of doing business in Ghana, one of the barometers of determining that is actually ease of paying taxes. We feel that our taxpayers should not always struggle and come to GRA offices to pay. They should be able to pay their taxes anywhere they find themselves, even outside the country. That is the reason for which Commissioner General decided to be in the forefront of these reforms to ensure that we are able to bring make tax pay less, taxing.
Okay, great. Mr. Hatto, can you take us through the process if people want to pay online?
Yeah, thank you, Mamavi. The online payment process goes this way. We have a payment platform called Ghana.gov.
Okay.
And if you're a new entrant onto that payment platform, then what you want to do is to go on the net, then you go into www.ghana.gov.gh.
Okay. So on the screen, if you're following, this is what you find if you use the address that he just gave. Okay, so this is the Ghana.gov.gh.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah. So you want to sign up. So quickly you follow the prompting. Then you enroll your email and a mobile number.
Okay. So you look for sign up once you open the page, and this is what is going to pop up.
Yeah.
All right.
Then you go through the prompting. You follow the prompting until you are successfully signed up. Then you look for GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority, and click on File and Pay Your Taxes button. Then it will send you to GRA Direct Payment. Okay. So when we are there, while there, then you select the tax type that you want to pay. There are various tax types. We have PAYE, we have CIT, we have withholding taxes, and many others. So the particular one that you want to pay, you click on it. Then also you now have to upload your TIN, that's the taxpayer identification number. Then also the period that you want to pay for, the tax period that you want to pay for, you indicate it. Then also the amount of tax you want to pay, you indicate that. Then after that you submit. The way you submit, it takes you to where the kind of payment you want to make. Whether you want to use the QR code payment mode, or you want to use the mobile money, you want to use the bank cards, that's the credit and the debit cards, or you want to use the invoice, where we have a short code of *222*. Then you upload the invoice number, then you click on hash.
Okay, all right. So I guess once you go to the main page and you sign up, the rest of it is for you to follow the instructions that is given you. But Mr. Nam, let's talk about those who find themselves in rural areas where they don't have the kind of sophisticated phones, if you like, that can make them make easy payments as we're talking about, but can they go to the rural banks, for instance, to make payments?
Yeah, for now, the rural banks are actually not part of the designated banks to aid this process. But as I speak, there are some attempts to actually ensure that they are also rule-owned. That notwithstanding, what we have done is that we have our field officers over there, all over the places, to help persons that actually want to pay in the rural area to be able to use their Momo. Trust me, anywhere you go, everybody is using Momo. Momo me here and there. So for me, I think that it's actually a success story because already almost everybody is on Momo.
Yeah.
So paying your taxes through Momo, for me, I think that it's actually going to be a very convenient way of ensuring that persons actually comply with that.
Okay, so why don't we start off by taking people through the process of paying taxes via Momo?
Yeah, this platform is one of them. In fact, we have done sufficient education, but of course, education is not an event, it's a process. We keep talking. And we are going to engage our taxpayers more and more as, the days go by to ensure that everybody appreciates how, it is supposed to be done and then they can comply.
Okay, so can we go through the process once more?
Yeah, with respect to the Momo,
yes,
you dial *222#. Then you select option 3, which takes you to GRA. Then you go further to select option 2. Then it takes you to direct payment, GRA direct payment. Then you enter your valid TIN, that's the taxpayer identification number. Then you select the appropriate tax, that's the tax type that you want to pay. Then the period that you want to pay for, and the amount. And you are good to go.
Okay,
it's as simple as that. Yes, very simple.
Great.
But we need to practice for some time to go to the field to help people to practice it, then you'll be used to it. Just as when the Momo or the, how do you call it, internet money and all that came first, we were scared of it, but with time, we all became used to it.
So do you get prompt alerts at GRA so that it is in your records that I have paid through all these means that you're sharing with us, either via Momo or maybe you're using a debit card, you go online and you make the payment. Do you get the prompts?
Yeah, exactly. As soon as a payment is made, we get the prompt. So what it is that now that we are actually going cashless, it means that some of our staff who hitherto were actually collecting monies in our cages would now go and then support with the reconciliation to ensure that everything is done properly. Okay,
because you don't want to be held for not paying your taxes when you actually have paid through a digital, means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Let's talk about third-party checks. Can you pay your taxes using third-party checks? And I'll start with you, Mr. Nam.
Yes, it is possible to do that. The difficulty, however, is that with the third-party checks, when you pay on due date, it will take some number of hours before it is cleared. So when that happens, the system will not recognize that you have paid until it is actually cleared. If it's an uncleared effect, obviously you'll not get value for it. So for us in GRA, it is when value is given. That is when we recognize it as payment. So in that case, it will trigger some interest payment. So to avoid that, we are saying that once it is third party, make sure that you make the payment much earlier, 48 hours earlier, so that it can actually be cleared and then you don't have a problem. On the other hand, you can do what we call special clearing or clearance, where you go and tell the bank that this money must actually hit this account quite, fast. Then, in that case, they are able to help you go through so that you don't actually pay any interest. GRA does not intend to have taxpayers pay interest or penalties. That is the reason for which we are all over the place trying to actually educate our taxpayers sufficiently so they don't run into any troubles with the law. Okay, so you're saying that if you bring a third-party check until it clears, you haven't really paid? That is actually the system. It's not only GRA. You understand? You are in the process until it is cleared, of course. Yeah. Okay. You don't have you have to make sure that you get the timing correct so that it doesn't get into the area of penalty. Or interest. Where you pay? So the point is that if you pay your money early, government is able to use it to prosecute its agenda. But if you keep government money, it's as if you have actually invested that money elsewhere. So the interest on it, the government will also want to actually take its bite.
Okay. So, Mr. So if you're not registered on Ghana.gov, as you showed us, can you still pay through the bank?
Yeah, you can still pay at the banks.
Okay. What do you tell them?
Well, you go to the banks and you want to pay, so you give your particulars, then you pay to the bank through the platform.
And who issues the tax receipts there?
The tax receipt is issued. We have a standardized GRA receipt at the banks. So on payment, then that receipt is issued to you.
Okay. Yeah. So if you're sending somebody to make payments, you have to educate them well enough.
Exactly.
You're not just making a deposit, you're actually paying your taxes.
Exactly.
So that the teller can give you the corresponding receipts.
Exactly.
Okay.
You see your taxpayer identification number or your Ghana card, and then also the amount that you are paying, and then the year, the tax period, which is also very important for us.
Okay. Now let's pay attention to the informal sector.
Yeah.
How is this new policy of digitization also get those in the informal sector to pay their taxes? How are you going to enforce that? How are your officers going to help?
It may interest you to note that the informal sector is even ahead of you and I.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you the truth. You see, go to passport office to access your passport. You have to do it online. You don't need to go to the passport office and choose a day that is convenient for you. Then you go through the process. And that is what everybody is doing. So for us in GRA, it is not as if it is something new. We are only just trying to actually associate ourselves with the system and then to ensure that we are able to actually add value to our taxpayers. That is what we are doing in GRA.
Okay. Mr. Ato, you wanted to add something to it?
Yeah, I want to say that many African countries, especially Kenya, has been practicing this for some time now, and it's been very, very successful. So I want to say that it's about time we started this, and I believe that we'll be used to it. It will be easier to transact business, to pay your taxes. The convenience is there. One problem that we have had is the problem of proximity, where you may have to rush to a tax office to be able to pay. Otherwise, you'll be paying out of the timeline, which will trigger maybe interest and penalties. But now you can even sit, if you are using the mobile, you can sit at the convenience of your home or wherever and pay your taxes. So I think that it's going to make it very convenient for the informal sector and also beneficial to them, so that they will avoid the trouble of rushing to tax office at the last date to pay their taxes.
Good.
Additionally, GRA offices open between 8 and 5. But you can make your payment even after 5. You can make your payment at weekends.
Even before 8.
Exactly. So for me, I think that we should embrace it. We should actually give it the needed push so that GRA will succeed.
Great. Mr. Ato, can you also file your returns online? Yeah,
sure, you can file your returns online. As we said earlier, that we are gearing towards an end-to-end a digital tax process where you can file your tax anywhere, your returns anywhere, and even pay any part of the globe. So that's where we are driving towards. So right now we can we can submit our returns online.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Nab, what's the bigger picture? This new policy that the GRA is embarking, what are the benefits for you? Are you hoping that a lot more people will pay taxes?
Yeah, the benefits are, I will look at it from two folds. That is one from the GRA perspective. We are actually able to provide comfort to our taxpayers, to let them know that we think about them. We don't want them to waste time trying to transact businesses with us. And also it will ensure efficiency from our end as well. And above all, it is going to help Ghana be able to move from cash economy that is creating a lot of problems for us to cashless. Carrying money on you is not so safe. So once we are all able to actually embrace this system, I believe strongly that we have a future. Okay,
Mr. Ato, I visited one of your offices, the Achimota office, the domestic office recently. Yeah. And I saw there were people who were coming forward to get their TIN, but you have boldly written there that Ghana card, you can use your Ghana card now as your TIN, so there's no need to come for them to generate. So my question is, if you don't have a TIN, can you still access and pay your taxes?
Well, we are trying to
the online portal.
You know, we are trying to sync the TIN with the Ghana card. So if you don't have the TIN, then you cannot pay.
So if you don't have the TIN, if you don't have the Ghana card, can you still do Momo?
No,
Yes, you can. Okay.
You see, the point is that the TIN is very, or the Ghana card, as it were, is very, very important because that is the unique number that identifies you. So if you don't have it, then it will be very difficult for you to pay. Having said that, when it comes to the vehicle income tax registration, vehicle income tax sticker, that one you can do it because you just need your car number, your vehicle number to be able to do that. Yeah. But we are encouraging all taxpayers, potential taxpayers, that let's all grab our Ghana card if we don't have any, because you cannot transact businesses, you know, with GRA and some other institutions unless you have it.
One of your branches around the Ringway, I realized that the NIA had done a setup. So in some of your offices, do you still have the NIA agents there registering people?
Yes. In fact, they are co-located with us, and it is hoped that by the end of the year, they'll be all over, you know, our offices.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it doesn't come at any fee, so you can just, you know, go through the process and then get your card so that you can easily file. And this question was for those who are new to paying taxes. But on that note, for the benefit of, because I also recently registered, and I can't remember the timelines. I know this was not part of it, but can you just remind those of us who are new again, what are our commitments? If you have a new business today, what are you supposed to do in terms of taxes?
Okay, thank you very much. Every potential taxpayer and a taxpayer for that matter have basically 4 rules. 1 has to do with register with the Ghana Revenue Authority. 2 has to do with filing your tax return. 3 is making a payment. And 4, disclosing your income honestly. So if you are a new taxpayer, you need to actually register with the Ghana Revenue Authority. Then we have you in our radar. Then we can provide the services needed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You want to add anything, sir?
I think you have said it all.
So this cashless took effect in May of this year, isn't it? This cashless policy. Are you setting yourself a time frame within which everything would have gone cashless?
Yeah, Commissioner General has actually given a directive for which we are following. 1st May 2021, payments of taxes should be done on the Ghana.gov payment platform, as well as the 22 designated, banks. Of course, we'll roll more, banks as we go on. Then from 1st June 2021, it says that all payments should be made, all payment of checks should be made through the banks. Then from 1st July, GRA will go cashless. We are not going to collect cash in our GRA offices.
Wait, when I went to Achimota, I saw that there was the tellers. It means that we won't find them there.
We will not find them there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll not find them.
All right.
If for any reason there will be a teller, then those tellers are actually implant tellers. That is from the banks.
Okay.
You see, the point is that every organization has its core competences. GRA's core competences are to administer taxes. That's all that we are supposed to do. When it comes to cash management, as my Commissioner General has been saying, it is not the duty of GRA. Let's cede it to those persons that have the acumen to be able to do it. Okay. So we can concentrate on our core, business.
Great. Yeah. All right. I like the Momo. I think it's more convenient for me. Yes.
Yeah, I think that there is also associated with keeping money and check and all that also be offloaded to the commercial banks, who will now be taking the checks and the cash directly from the taxpayers.
Okay. All right.
I think that's good for us.
Okay, gentlemen, I would like to say thank you very much. Of course, everything is going digital. This is much of a convenience, really, because you don't have to be rushing. You don't have to send anybody to do it. Now you can do it with your laptop as you're sitting in your office or on your Momo, because everybody has a phone, really, and everybody's registered. So thank you very much, gentlemen, for being here. My guests from the Ghana Revenue Authority, Mr. Wisdom Kofi Hetto is Chief Revenue Officer, and Mr. Dominic Nab, Assistant Commissioner and Special Aide to Commissioner General. Hopefully we can get a point where all of us are paying our taxes. It is our duty. We have a responsibility to develop the nation, and it can only be done through paying of our taxes. All right, after this, we'll bring you show business. IB is getting all ready to give us an update on what is trending in the world of entertainment. Stay with us.